guys, how's it going? It's Al. Kickoff for week 8 on DraftKings is just one day away. I have 5 players that I think that you should be playing on DraftKings across your tournament lineups. These are not cash game plays. Cash game plays are very straightforward this week with a multitude of value plays at running back and wide receiver and quarterback and tight end. The lineup kind of builds itself. When it comes to tournaments, you do have to outthink the field a little bit and look for players that other players are not playing, whether because they're priced up too much, whether because there's another player at the exact same price point that's projecting for higher points. So you're going to give up a couple of points on optimal to pick up 10, 20, 30 points of projected ownership for those players. So we're going to try and get different in these lineups without being stupid to find ourselves some ceiling type opportunities. And I guarantee you that they're out there in NFL DFS for week 8. Let's go.
He's a legend.
If you haven't already, go to smizzle.tv/links. That link is right down below in the pinned comment for you. Go look there or click show more in the description. And you'll find the link to the listener league. It does not exist in the DraftKings lobby. You have to click it through my link tree. It is a $10 entry fee, 3 max, 5,000 entry tournament, but it's the best tournament on DraftKings. There is absolutely no rake. You do not have to pay that 14, 15% in a service fee or run through extra runners in order to get to the finish line. I will shout out the top 10 finishers on the recap video on the Al Smizzle Fantasy Football channel on Monday. So make sure that you reserve your ticket or tickets today. $10, 3 max, 5,000 people in it. Smizzle.tv/links is the way that you. Christian freaking McCaffrey is projected at 3% this week. I'm not mad. I'm just shocked. Now look, everybody's going to be going certain ways. There are 9 running backs. We detailed all of them on the lineup builder show that came out yesterday on Friday, where everybody's going for cash. There's some extremely good value plays, and there's some pay up players as well. Guys like Derrick Henry, who a lot of people are going to be on clearly at home. Like he's playing against Houston, who just gives up yards in chunks to running backs. He ran for like 450 yards and 4 touchdowns against them 2 years ago. He did not play against them last year because of injury. So at a very similar price point is Christian McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley also over 8K. People are clicking them, but not clicking McCaffrey. In his first game on the San Francisco 49ers last week, he played 21 snaps and got 10 opportunities. They play like 65, 70 snaps in a game. If you think Christian McCaffrey is going to play less than 80% of the snaps, I advise for you to go back and do some game log hunting on your own. Don't have to believe me. Just go look at how they use their running back one. Since the beginning of last year, Shanahan rides his running back one as much as he possibly can. Go look at every box score from last year, including the playoffs. Look at every box score this year. If you have been playing Jeff Wilson Jr., and you have been, at the early part of the season, you were falling all over yourself to play Elijah Mitchell, and you're not clicking Christian McCaffrey this week, what are we even doing? The Rams have not been a very good team this year. They've given up extra possessions to opponents because of the problems with the offensive line, leading to a lot more turnovers. They have to throw the ball a ton, which leads to more plays. It's kind of a pace-up situation because they cannot run the ball effectively with how bad their offensive line is. And nobody's playing. You can get there. We're going to talk about something a little bit later that kind of makes a lot of sense. And then there's possibly just why are we not playing Christian McCaffrey? This one baffles me. Jonathan Taylor. I love 5 under 5 this week. Jonathan Taylor. Last time Jonathan Taylor made an appearance on 5 under 5 was the middle of last season when they were playing against the Bills. They were on the road. Absolutely nobody wanted to play Jonathan Taylor because he was too expensive on the road against the Bills defense that was extremely good, and nobody wanted to click him. Well, he was like 3% that day. I think in the Smiz Gang tournament, he was like 12 to 15% that day, and he went off for about 206 fantasy points against the Bills. Don't fact check me. I guarantee you it's close. There's a little bit of a margin of error there, but like I'm in the range. Basically, if you did not play Jonathan Taylor that week, you did not have a chance to win it. He had like 45 DraftKings points. Like, I'm not saying he's going to have 45 DraftKings points this week. Obviously, that offensive line is performing way worse than it has in the past. They've switched off of Matt Ryan to go to Sam Ehlinger, so people are shying away from Jonathan Taylor. Do you think that they're going to let Sam Ehlinger drop back 45 times and just fling the pig all over the stadium? Or do you think that they're going to try and give Jonathan Taylor 20 to 25 carries on the ground, and a rookie quarterback, when he drops back, is very likely to check down to a running back because they're running for their lives and things are moving too fast? I love the fact that Jonathan Taylor has seen 16 targets over the last 3 games that he has played, including 8 last week, in his first game back from injury. Did not post a great game, did have 15.5 points, but Jonathan Taylor is one of the best big splash running backs that exists in the league over the last 3 seasons. And when you couple that with increased volume, assuming that they run enough plays on offense, they have to get Jonathan Taylor active, engaged, established, all of it this week. Both of these running backs have the ability, between Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor, to absolutely smoke the more chalky running backs at very similar price points. There are paths to failure for every running back due to the nature of the NFL. So if you're not getting different at that position, it's a little bit tougher to get different at running back this week because of how many really good running backs there are. I think Pollard's probably projecting for like 30 to 50%, depending on where you are. And it's fluctuating a lot right now on midday as I'm recording this on Friday. But like getting under 15% is difficult because, as I said, there's like 9 chalky running backs this week in really great matchups. But to have Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey at 3 and 2% projected seems like an amazing opportunity. Make sure that you jump in our Discord community at smizzle.tv/Discord. We have a partner Discord, great sound, right? You get that improved voice channels and video channels in the Discord. We have a VIP section as well. If you're a channel member here on YouTube, not just a subscriber, I appreciate everybody who has dropped a like on the video and subscribed to the channel. Love those of you who have rung that notifications bell. If you want to go all the way, it's $5 to subscribe as a channel member. You can go to smizzle.tv/join if you're watching this on an iPhone, because they take away that thing because they don't want to give 30% to Apple for transactions within the app. So you can go straight there, smizzle.tv/join, or if you're watching on a PC, there's a join button right next to the subscribe button. Become a channel member, link your Discord in my Discord to your YouTube, and you get all of the access to the VIP channels where all of our members, Twitch subs, YouTube channel members combine to go talk about the best strategies in tournaments and cash during NBA season, NFL season, MLB, golf, and everything. So DFS is a very isolating game to play. Why not, if you're going to watch these videos, why not join the community and not feel like you're doing this all on your own? AJ Brown. Nobody's playing them because they're really high priced. Like Hurts is somewhere around 8,300, AJ Brown very expensive. But a matchup against Pittsburgh, who's extremely exploitable through the air, as everybody goes for the shinier objects like the Miami pass game, right? They're in the great spot, and against Detroit, who gives it up a lot. Like this slate doesn't have a lot of great pass game spots. Carolina, Atlanta, not a great spot. Miami, Detroit, everybody's going there. Dallas against Chicago. I talked about how Pollard's going to be the number 1 played running back on the slate. This game looks like a solid game and is carrying some percentage, but like nobody wants to play the Philadelphia Eagles passing game. AJ Brown has been extremely solid with 7 or more targets in every game since week 2. He reached the bonus since week 1, reached the bonus in week 1 and not since then. Only has 2 touchdowns on the year so far. Just a massive player against the secondary that has been extremely exploitable this season. There are definitely paths to Jalen Hurts throwing for 290, 330 yards. And if he does, AJ Brown is his number 1 target. So you can get there with a stack to pay up to be contrarian both at quarterback and at wide receiver in a position that nobody's going to. 2.4 projected percentage on AJ Brown. Deontay Johnson, on the other side of that, runs a lot of his routes from the outside. So obviously Philadelphia, a very good defense. I hope that they open up this passing game offense, and I also hope that he spends more time in the slot where Chase Claypool has been manning the majority of the snaps in there. But Deontay Johnson has just been a target hog, 10 targets, 7 targets, 13 targets since Pickett took over. He has not yet had a really big game because of Pickett's inefficiency, his inaccuracy, and the low, massively low ADOT of like, they don't throw the ball more than like 5 yards downfield very often, but they're going to have to play from behind, which means more passing script offense for them. Assuming playing this game in Philadelphia is a game that they're projected to lose, projected to play from behind for the majority of the game. And unlike the Atlanta Falcons, when they play from behind, they are actually willing to throw the ball. So opportunity is there for Deontay, projected at 4.5%, makes an excellent bring back for anybody that you're playing. On the other side, 5,600, similar price point, pivot to more of the chalky plays like DJ Moore and other guys at that price point. I wanted to mention the next one, and I know he's from the same game. There's a lot of players that are from the same games or same teams that are popping as low projected plays, not because their volume is bad and not because they're bad and not because the scoring possibility is bad, But Deebo Samuel has been on the injured list. Didn't practice on Thursday. The report came out that I believe he is practicing on Friday, which is a good sign. If he does not play, obviously you're not playing him. I want Deebo to play selfishly, because if Deebo plays, it really keeps Christian McCaffrey as a low percentage guy. I think if Deebo is out, that the percentage on Christian McCaffrey goes up a lot, and I don't want that to happen. I would prefer that percentage on him stays sub 5 so that we can leverage it come Sunday. But if there is one Ram killer on this 49ers team, it has been Deebo Samuel. Taking a look at rotoviz.com, and they have their game splits app, which I think is fantastic. Since 2020, these are the games where Deebo played against the Rams in split. Out of split is everybody else. Against the Rams, not including the playoffs, Deebo Samuel has averaged 28.64 PPR points. This does not include the 3-point bonus for averaging over 100 yards receiving against the Rams either. So on DraftKings scoring, his averages are even higher, versus 18.3 fantasy points per game against the rest of the league. Deebo has absolutely smashed them pretty much every time they've played. 26.7 points against the Rams earlier this season, and no other game above 20 points this year, averaging 14.9 on the year. He gets the Rams again this week. I want him to play. I think that he's a fine play at 7,500. I'm not going to play both him and Christian McCaffrey in the same lineup. I will use both as leverage plays off. And on the other side of it, if you really want to pay up to get contrarian, Cooper Kupp is projecting at like 7%. So you can get way off the reservation and spend your money where other people aren't to pay up and be contrarian with two of the highest ceiling plays. And San Francisco's really tough, and Cooper Kupp, I don't want to pay up for him because San Francisco might shut them down because the Rams aren't doing that much. The first matchup this season, he had 14 catches on 19 targets against San Francisco, and Cooper Kupp is averaging 38 points since the beginning of 2021 in the 4 games against the 49ers. Maybe the best contrarian secondary stack on the week. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on Sunday. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.